Ik eeuwig satine stakatjuhan. Gonalchish which in slinget you at hangish to tultua ya yagita. Naskiagi aya yagi. Dis Tlein you do a sag ya dis gushuk yawachi. Good to see you guys. Thank you for coming here. I'm grateful that we're studying Tlingit together today as well. It's the third day of the week, Wednesday. Big moon, dis Tlein, also known as October. And 9 days have passed this month. Gushuk yawachi means 9 days have passed. I have a couple things I want to share with you guys. First of all, I'm in Palm Springs, California today, hiding from the sun. It's balmy 110 degrees outside.
Wow.
Yeah. I tried walking to go get lunch yesterday, and I had to lay down and take a nap for a little bit after. Um, yeah, but it was really fun. There are a bunch of native language teachers from all over the nation gathered here and content creators for the Native Language Summit. So that took place yesterday, October 8th, at the Palm Springs Convention Center. I want to share a little bit about it with you. I was invited to speak by Kelly Dennis, who works for the United States Department of Education. And I was nervous. There were 600 people there. But at the same time, it was a big native crowd, so I kind of felt at home. It was hosted by the White House Initiative on Advancing Educational Equity, Excellence, and Economic Opportunity for Native Americans, and Strengthening Tribal Colleges and Universities. So how's that for a name for a project? But it was really cool. From what I gather, there are basically 3 United States departments that collaborate on giving us the money we're owed as Indigenous peoples to rekindle our languages and our cultures. I got to speak on a panel at 11:15. A few people weren't able to make it. Alvin was one of them, so someone else stepped in for him, and I literally just met them day of, but we enjoyed our conversation. Here I am sharing about all my classes that I teach in Alaska. I had some slides, even though it was a panel discussion. I wanted them to know just a little bit about who we work with up here, so that when I was answering questions, they could see faces. So on the right, you can see a picture of my Koyukon class. They had good questions about engaging youth and our motivation as teachers and content creators. And this person, Derek, on the right, as well as the moderator who was standing off here to the right, Estacio. They are both working on developing a studio, a national native studio for people that want to produce videos and movies in their language, but maybe want to outsource their production to a native entity outside their state. That's something that they're interested in. So I shared a short clip of Kuhanti, even though I didn't help make Kuhanti. A lot of people who did were there in the audience, so I got to acknowledge them. And I had a lot of people coming up to me afterwards with questions about that particular production. And of course, that was video 1 out of the series that we're studying from in this class. So I just wanted to share that what you guys are learning and doing is an inspiration to a lot of people over. Let's see. Deb Hayland recorded a video to send to us, and she had some really powerful messages, very inspiring. And I got to meet, so this is my friend Kelly Dennis, who works for the Department of Education. And she also helped bring Gene Braverock, who was in the movie Wonder Woman. We got to meet him. And then this was our host, who works in I, one of the federal agencies in the White House.
Thank you.
So, Thomasina, I'm going to make you co-host so you can help me mute people, because I'm teaching from my laptop today, so I just have a few less screens to use.
I'm here, Anna, also.
Would you like me to make you the co-host instead?
Sure.
Okay, let's do that. Thank you. Good to see you guys. Okay, cool. So that's the National Native Language Summit. Any questions about the gathering that I might be able to answer?
What was it called again?
It was the National Native Language Summit. So this is the one that's hosted by the White House Initiative.
That sounds amazing.
It was really cool. Alaska showed up too. Like when I introduced myself on stage, I feel like a third of the crowd applauded me because they were all my friends from Alaska. Tlingit and Haida was there, SHI, a lot of people.
Oh, that's great. I just wanted to make note of that name and what a great opportunity. And so amazing that there's a national level on native languages. It's so very needed. Thank you for sharing that, Anna.
Okay.
I just wanted to say thank you for representing us. And I was wondering, what other things did other speakers share? What types of information?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good question. So even in our panel discussion, all three of us talked about jobs. I know that for me, when I started learning Tlingit, I realized right away that because of how much time it takes to study languages consistently, that there need to be funding opportunities for people to do it in order to make time in their day. Because honestly, a lot of people that work full-time job and then are learning language on the side, I commend them, but trying to make room for people to be paid for that time during their day, I think would alleviate some of the stress. Because we can only do so much, and then we need to cook and eat with our families and relax and replenish. So the lady sitting to my left here is of the Navajo Nation, and she talked about workforce development, which is big. I agreed with her for looking ahead for making big productions and learning materials for young people, so that in addition to watching shows like Malia Denali and Kuhanti and Yéil Kudatankahídi, other videos that they can just subscribe to when parents need a few minutes and they, let their kids have some tablet time, letting them watch native shows in native languages can help them with their immersion and take advantage of their quickly absorbing brains. So for people of my generation or near my generation who are trying to create that content, some of it is like, okay, how do you use the software like Adobe Audition for editing sound clips and Elon for creating transcriptions for videos? There are only a handful of people that can contribute to that work, and a lot of us are already teaching. So in my mind, one thing I added was like workforce development opportunities, software training for up and coming people who want to pursue a career in it, training like that. There were a lot of just powerful messages from people all over the nation, reminders to be kind to ourselves. One when we sit down to learn language, standing up for our right to be in these spaces, accepting that one guy said at the closing ceremony yesterday, he's like, if you're having a hard time, you got to accept that you're worth it, that you're worth the time to learn your language, and that you belong here. Just a lot of like encouraging, powerful messages like that.
What a great, yeah,
What's that?
what a great gathering.
Yeah, it was really awesome. And there was some laughter too. I noticed, like, I said to a friend afterwards, sometimes I feel like we all, at conferences, we get our badge and we were like, okay, everybody's got their badge on, be serious. And my friend was like, yeah, we're normal. and, and so it was kind of fun during my discussion. There were a few moments where we all just laughed, and it just feels good to be in like a native space like that.
Were there youth representatives there too?
That's a good question, because when we talk about youth, then it's like there should be youth there, but it was mostly educators my age and older. There were some up and coming teachers who are on their way, but I didn't see any children, so
Mm-hmm.
that's a good question.
Oops.
So the other thing I wanted to mention is the Elders and Youth Conference is next week in Anchorage, and I'll be presenting there with my colleagues at UAA, and so we're Nila Toga, myself, Kagos Tsake is Chandra Shaganoff Stewart, she teaches the Atna language. Aganak is Marie Mead, she teaches Yuchtun, and Chingakak, Crystal Garrison, also teaches Yuchtun. So we'll be presenting to the youth at the Elders and Youth Conference, letting them know what languages we offer at UAA, and then just some messages from our current students to future potential learners. So that'll be fun next week. Is anyone here planning to attend Elders and Youth?
I'll be teaching. I'll be involved in a workshop, like a music workshop on one day, but I haven't checked out the schedule for the rest to see what else I'm available to attend. But I'll be there for part of the week. And
Yeah. Awesome. Oh, I'm glad you're going to be teaching a workshop. That'll be cool.
yeah,
The British team is going to be there.
Oh,
So,
good.
well, yeah.
Are you guys presenting that week? Nice. Which workshop are you presenting at, or session?
We'll be doing plants as medicine, and I think it's towards the end end of the time, the gathering.
Okay.
Gee,
Awesome. You guys will have to hit me up while you're in Anchorage because I never see you.
This is cool. I have a quick question.
Yeah.
These classes that you're speaking of, are these things that you have to register for? Do they cost money, or can you just show up?
The classes at UAA cost money, and you have to apply for admission. So I know that's a big pain in the butt sometimes. And I think the way that we're trying to overcome that at UAA, I know that UAS did like, what do they call it? Admission-free classes. At UAA, we're working towards something similar. I just don't know enough about it yet, honestly, to be able to share. I think they're also, one of the things our department had told me is that we're going to do a similar project that UAS did in collaboration with SHI to put people through school to get their Indigenous language teaching certificate like the one that I got at UAS.
No
Those,
way.
yeah,
It
but
would be in, wait,
yeah,
but what?
but sorry, I gotta remember not to laugh in my mic. It would be so instead of being funded by one entity like Sea Alaska Heritage did with their federal grants, the UAA program would require you to get funding from village corporations. So, like myself, I'd have to reach out and request funding from Doyan Foundation and KTOO Limited.
Mm.
Yeah.
That would still be so awesome because I've thought about the scholar program before, but I've just thought, when could I live in Juneau for a couple of years, and I just keep, not this year, but next year. And then every year keeps happening.
Yeah. Yep. I feel you for sure. Thanks for sharing that because I know that the Tlingit language is based in Southeast, but there are a lot of Tlingit people in Anchorage. Still be nice to support your language journey.
Yeah, I've been trying to reach out about form line education too. Like, because there's only been, I sign up for every Anchorage opportunity there is, and it's pretty rare.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for listening, everybody. I have some lesson prep done for you for our dialogue review and also the video that we're studying. This is review, and we're going to expand on it today on this last line. So let's jump right into it since we've reviewed this a few times. Everybody repeat after me, line A. Iitke yan uaha.
Iite yan
Uaha.
Again, uha.
Achit yan uaha.
Achit yan uaha.
Yan
Da sa itua suguye chaye.
Da sa itua suguyachaye.
Hi.
Chat achit uaha.
Chat achit uaha.
Hungry for fish, so this first word is fish, and today we're going to replace it with our new vocabulary. So let's break it down. First word, fish, repeat after me. Chat. Hungry for it. Achit uaha.
Achit uaha.
Put them together. Chat achit uaha.
Chat achit uaha.
So now we're going to review our new vocab and then plug it into our sentence. So the first word, soup or broth, repeat after me. Tahini.
Tahini.
Utchi.
Utchi.
Atchishi.
Atchishi.
Tlein. Yep.
Could you repeat that again, please?
Absolutely. Thank you for speaking up. So this is a rounded underline K. The W, we're going to round our lips as we breathe out the underline K. And the underline K is pronounced in the back of our throats. So we're using two parts of our mouth, our lips rounded to shape the way the air comes out, and we're using the back of our throat to make that unique K sound. So repeat after me. Tlein. Good. Go ahead and repeat after me. Tahini.
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 Utchi.
Lichéesh.
Atchishi.
Lichéesh.
Tóoch.
Lichéesh.
Tahini.
Tahini.
Utchi.
Lichéesh.
Atchishi.
Lichéesh.
Tóoch. Tahini.
Tahini.
Utchi. Atchishi. Tóoch. So that was good. Now we're going to use these same words, and just to the best of our ability, this is not a test, it's just an exercise. I want us to, from our best memory, spell out these words. Just doing our best.
Oh.
Group effort. Group effort. We can do it not Wheel of Fortune style, but I don't know, some game where everybody shouts out the answer all at once. Trivia? I don't know.
TAX.
And underline X. And then what?
L.
HEEIN.
N-I.
Good.
Tahini.
Yeah. Everyone repeat after me. Tahini.
Tahini. U.
Okay, UTL underline X. I.
Good. Good. See the beauty of working in a group? Everyone repeat after me. Utchi. Okay, next one. How do we spell?
A-T.
At.
X. Underline X.
Underline X.
Underline pinch X.
And then KW. KW.
I tone E
Is this
SHI?
SHI?
Yes. Okay, everyone.
Okay.
Yeah, for dry fish, everyone repeat after me. Atchishi. Good.
Is it A? No, U.
TL.
TL.
E. Apostrophe.
High tone
EI.
KW.
Underline
KW.
KW.
Good. Heck yeah.
Oh, underline K. Nice.
Yep. You guys are hired. Everyone repeat after me. Tóoch.
Claire.
Tahini.
So just using the best of your memory, even though I didn't warn you in advance, we would have to spell it. As a group, you are all able to come up with the spelling off the top of your heads. So you should be proud.
That was a good exercise because it's, I don't know, that recall seems to like set it in a little bit more for me because I was like, I can't even remember the word. And we started spelling it and I was like, I remember the word.
Yeah, that's
So
awesome.
I like that.
That's awesome. That's good feedback. Because you basically just prove to yourself, sometimes in like an immersion setting, sometimes it'll all of a sudden it's time to speak in Tlingit, and all my knowledge will just go out the window. It feels like where all of a sudden I'm like, I don't know what to say, I don't speak Tlingit. But then when you develop your recall, you realize, oh, I actually do know this. I just have to kind of pull it out. And yeah, nice work, you guys. So now we're going to do translation. So we have the Tlingit words. How do we translate tahini into English?
Soup.
Soup.
Broth, good. And utchi,
Fish.
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 Fish soup.
Boiled fish.
boiled fish, perfect.
Oh, boiled fish.
Yeah.
Akyeshi.
Dried
fish.
fish.
Teoch,
Berries.
Berries.
any questions?
Um, could you say the boiled fish one again? Could we like do the XI, like at the end and then go back to the front? Or how you sometimes do it, you take like the last portion and have us say it and then we go to the front part of the word. I'm
glad
having a tough time with that one.
That's my
I'm glad
most
to-
challenging one too.
Okay, good. And I'm glad to hear that that method works for you guys. So let's look at this word for boiled fish, utchi. And we'll do the last part of the word first with this underlined X followed by the I. So everybody repeat after me. Chi. And the first part of the word is a high tone U, T, L. So you're gonna, for the TL, you're gonna tap the tip of your tongue on the back of your top front teeth, and then you're gonna let all the air bleed out the side of your tongues into your cheeks, and that's how you do the TL. So repeat after me. Uch. Good, that was perfect. Again, uch. Really good. And then the whole word, utchi. Good. So when you do that, you're starting with the TL, all the air is kind of bubbling out the sides of your cheeks. The next thing you do is go straight into contracting the back of your throat to get that. And so you guys are already doing it good in one fluid motion, so just keep practicing it. Repeat after me. Utchi.
That's the hard part that I was talking about, is that transition from there to there. And I think when you talk about it and you point to the areas, that helps.
Good. Okay, good. I'm really glad that helps. I've realized over the years that that's the biggest challenge for me in pronouncing Tlingit, is that like utchi is one word and you make 3 consonant sounds all in a row. Here, here, here. I just said here. but it takes a lot of finesse, and English doesn't require that much finesse. So you guys are sounding really good. Let's do it 2 more times. Repeat after me. Utchi. And utchi. So first one, repeat after me. Tahini. Utchi. Atchishi. Tlein.
Anna, we have a question in the chat.
Oh, thank you.
Can you please talk about the sound difference between the Tlingit word berries and no, because they look and sound very similar, and what the difference is between the two?
question. So let's do a quick comparison written, and then we'll do translation or pronunciation. So, okay, so we have two words that look similar written and sound pretty similar. They have very different meanings, and this is why it's important to zero in on the types of K sound that you make. So you guys all sound good when you say your Tle, and we're really overpronouncing right now for the sake of getting it right down the road when we're talking in conversation. That's good. So we have our underline, rounded K, Tle, and then if you want to say no, you have a pinched K that's not underlined, so it'll be up here and pinched. So it's going to sound snappy. And repeat after me. Tlake.
Click. Click.
Like,
Good. Since your lips are not rounded in tlake for no, it makes a very different sound than if they are rounded, as in tlek, because the way the air comes out changes the whole sound of the word. So let's do a comparison. Berries. Repeat after me. Tlek.
Click. Click.
And then repeat after me for no. Tlake.
Click. Click.
Tlek.
Click.
Tlake.
Click. Click.
You guys sound good. Any more questions on that?
Yeah, there was one more. It says, isn't the word for do what like dog?
Oh.
Is dog similar?
It has a lot of the same letters, so let's add it to our list of comparison here. These I realize are really helpful for people. And I'm gonna check and make sure really quick. So let's open our dictionary and search under D for dog.
Is that sidebar always there, or is that an extension of some kind?
It's open if you have Adobe Acrobat as your reader.
Oh,
Is that what you use for PDFs?
I do not have Adobe Acrobat.
Okay.
Is that a part of the Adobe suite? Do you have to subscribe
I
to have
pay
that?
I pay for the
Yeah.
whole Creative Cloud. It's 32 bucks a month.
Yeah.
I feel like the reader is free, but I would have to research it to verify because I use all the other
Gotcha.
ones.
Is
But
that educator discount?
I think they offer an educator discount. And let me check. Let me check if that's what I have.
Okay.
If you're a contractor and you use it for your work, one of my client organizations reimburses me for the cost as part of our contract, which is nice.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, I can look into that, but I was like, I didn't see that. So
Thanks for bringing that
thank
up.
you.
Yeah, it's a super handy tool.
Yeah, that looks awesome.
Okay, so I just spell checked myself and I found that Kate is low tone, so I'm going to correct my spelling on the slide. And I'll fix it here. Okay, let's practice. So for dog, it has the same letters, but they're switched. The K is at the front, the TL is at the end. So when you, yeah, so let's repeat after me. Kate.
Kate.
Cake.
So let's do them again. Just follow my cursor. Repeat after me. Claire.
Click.
Take.
Click.
Kate.
Cake.
Good. Man, your guys' TL sounds really good.
Okay, there's one more about the number one, which
Okay.
makes more sense to me how it like flows into the TLEI.
Yes.
And
and then also the sound for atrishi. Okay. So I'll do
and then someone asked about class recordings, so I'll drop that in the chat. The classes are recorded and kept online, so I'll go grab that right now.
Thank you. I send them now. I send them straight to Renee as soon as class is over, so it just takes them like usually up to a week to get them up.
Where does he put the classes online? Because I haven't found them.
It's gonna, Jamie Ann's gonna share a link for us. So, one cake. Okay. This word one is similar to the word for no. This is where it becomes important to make a pinched K versus a pinched X. Sometimes when people are starting out, they'll say, pinched X is too hard, I'm just going to make a K sound. But then you run into confusion with speakers where they're like, why are you telling me no when the answer is one? It just throws people off. And I know that this pinched X can be a challenge. So the advice I give my students is that with a K, you're completely closing the air when you make contact between the top of your tongue and the top of your mouth. K, k, k. When you do an X, pinched X, you almost make contact back here, but not quite. So you create friction without actually stopping the air, and it just makes a kind of sound. So let's practice the word for one. We have a pinched X at the end. And repeat after me. Lichéesh.
Lichéesh.
Perfect. So what that does is create friction without quite closing it. The pinched K, by comparison, for no, is much sharper because you actually make contact. You close the air. So repeat after me. Lichéesh.
Lichéesh.
And then again, repeat after me. One. Lichéesh.
Lichéesh.
Good questions, you guys. I'm gonna continue on, but I'll continue to bring these up in our class for review. Alright. So this is review from last week. I'm hungry for fish. Repeat after me. KTOO. The place that we put the food we're hungry for goes in the front in the sentence. So that's where we'll put our new foods. If I'm hungry for berries, I'll say, repeat after me. Tóoch. Again,
Uaha.
I'm gonna go a little slower and say this one again because I kind of rushed. So repeat after me. The first word, utchi.
Utchi.
Ach it uaha.
Uaha.
And the whole sentence. Utchi ach it uaha.
Uaha.
Atchishi ach it uaha. Okay, so repeat after me. These first two words, dasa,
Sa.
tuwasigu,
Tuwasigu.
yechaye, chat ach it uaha.
Uaha.
So I'll be person A. You guys will all be person B. And if you're hungry for berries, what would you say for line B?
Lichéesh.
Good. So I'm going to write it in. Good job. Let's practice. So I'll be asking you guys all the gray lines, iitke yan uaha, and you all will respond, achit yan uaha. Iitke yan uaha. Dasa ituwasigu yechaye. Good. Now you guys can be person A. Ready, go. Achit yan uaha. Tóoch achit uaha. Good. You guys are starting to say long sentences together without needing help, so that's really good. Are there any questions on these? I like your pace. I like that you all took your time to go through this long sentence. So we're studying the video Yéil Kudatankahídi, and to review our vocab that we learned for the video so far. The first word is ocean, or it can mean salt or salt water. And this one has a pinched L at the end, which means, like we said, the tip of your tongue will be touching your teeth, and the air will be kind of bubbling out of the sides, and it should sound a little bit squeezy, like you're squeezing out that sound or pinching that sound, as we say. So repeat after me. Eight. Good. Ding. All right. You guys are better than me already at the sound. And then if we want to emphasize that it's the ocean or salt water, we add the word water, heen, to the end of it. And so repeat after me. Eight. Heeni. Back at our translation we've done. I'll read it all to you, and then I'll ask you guys to repeat after me little by little. So the whole thing goes, Ch'akwaya, ch'ak, Thakatya Lingit Anikaye Yatihin, Awa hini khusiti. So repeat after me the first line. Chaukwaya chauk. And then these first words all the way to ending with ka. Stakatya singit ani ka. Good. Yeyatihin. And repeat after me. Awa hini khusiti. Nice. Long ago, all over on the world, the water became the ocean, is how we're translating it so far.
Can you explain why there's an X on the end of Heaney?
Yeah, thank you for asking. So, Hini is the ocean or salt water. When we use it in the phrase of something being that or belonging to that group or becoming that, you use this pattern of sati, so this is to be, but when you add this S sound to it, you also need to add an underlined X to the end of the thing that it is. So it's just a grammatical pattern that I want you to internalize. If I use the verb sati for to be, I need to also have at the thing. It marks the thing that it was.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Good question. So I'll read this to you. You don't need to repeat. Chaukwaya chauk. Sakatya singit anika yeyati hin. Awa hini khuseti. So our next line. Yéil kwa autliyech ya'a khusani kaya khatini kakanadayi hin link. Now we're going to break down this sentence word by word and slowly piece together meaning out of it together. So the first word, ya in Yéil, means here, right here in the immediate space of the speaker. It can also refer to time. And so repeat after me. Ya.
Yeah.
Good. Next word, repeat after me. Yéil. So this is raven. When telling stories about the trickster raven, the word is capitalized when writing in Tlingit. At times, the trickster raven will be referred to as Yéil, this raven, or Yéil, that raven over there. But otherwise, the use of the word is identical, referring to the animal or the moiety, raven or crow. Next word, repeat after me. Kwa. This is shortened from kwa, and it means although or however. When speakers are talking quickly, they all will often use kwa, and it can be used in oratory to call attention to the subject of a sentence or section of oratory. There are two particles that create a shift in a phrase. Kwa makes more of a gradual shift in thinking, and cha'an is more of an abrupt shift in argument. When we use the word argument in referring to these terms, we're talking about an idea or a phrase. It's like a linguistic term. So far we have Yéil kwa. Ya is here, right here, or this. Raven, Yéil kwa. And this is letting us know, like, this raven, however, or it's just bringing our attention character in our story. Okay, this is looking mathematical. For those of you who are starting to break down verbs, this is for you. The square root symbol points to a verb root. So an action word, a state of being. This is your core meaning of it. And in this case, it means to make, use, or whittle. So build, make, construct, for a subject to build an object, for something to make something. In this example, our word is Lichéesh, they built it. So if you're new to verbal structures, don't worry about all of it.
Hey, how are you?
Thank you. If you're new to verbal structures, don't worry about all of this theme. You can just look at the translation. Lichéesh means they built it. So looking back, Yéil. So this raven, however, he built it, is what we have so far. Yeah. So again, repeat after me. Yeah.
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 Yéil.
Yéil.
Kwa.
Wow.
And then this word down here, Lichéesh.
Oh, yeah.
And this word almost looks like when you're saying yes, but it's high tone, which makes it lake. So repeat after me. Ah. And then, so these words, repeat these two words after me, starting with the yeah. Yeah, ah.
Yeah.
This lake. So this raven, however, built this lake. So repeat after me, two words at a time. Yéil.
Yéil. Yéil.
Yeah. Kwa Lichéesh. Yeah, ah. This raven, however, he built it, this lake. The next word is little lake. So, high tone, double A is lake. Now we're adding this suffix, this pinched X, W, makes it little, diminutive, just means plural, small. And then sani, we're describing that in this entry as small. So repeat after me.
That'd be like a pond?
That's a good question. I don't know. They're translating it as little lake. I don't know if that would be used for a pond. I'd have to ask an elder. And I will on next week when I meet with him. So let's practice this word. Repeat after me. Good. So you guys practiced the pinched X when we did the word for one lake, but now we're rounding our lips and making the air come out in the rounded sound. So repeat after me. This word, sani.
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 So I'm gonna hit play and just play this small portion since we only have 5 minutes left. Before I do that, are there any questions?
I have one question, Anna.
Yeah.
About it's spelled differently. AAX instead of a KW.
Yeah. Good point. So when we talk about like Akwanani, the land of the Akwan people, with a K is a little lake, and with the when you change the K to a pinched X rounded, it makes it plural.
Okay, thank you for that explanation.
You're welcome. Good question. Which I don't know why it's not Little Lakes. I'll talk to Renee about this. Alright, I'm gonna hit play. And last week we talked about slowing the speed, so I'm gonna do that really quick. Do YouTube. One sec. Is it gonna work for me? Yeah. Sorry guys, I pushed the wrong button. So I'm gonna make everybody crazy. I'm trying to finesse this, but
We're okay.
Laughing
Are you okay?
with you. Laughing with you, not at you.
Okay. Are you laughing near you? Okay, I'm gonna do. I'm gonna fix it. Totally got this.
You sing it, Anika. Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah. The cut you sing it, Anika. Yéil hin. Eight hini husiti. Yéil ausliach ya akusani. Kya hat hini. Kanadai hinkan. The Katya Shinget Anika Yeiti Khatya Heti Yebuti Yait Hini Ka.
Okay, I'm gonna stop it there. Were you guys able to pick up what you had learned so far in the video?
A little bit, I was able to catch phrases.
Okay, good. There's a lot of us in here, 42. This is an awesome group. You guys did so good today. Thank you for coming. It means a lot, and I enjoy this class every week. Did I cover all the questions?
Finish teach. I hope to catch you soon.
Yeah, it's time. Okay, guys. I will see you all next week, same time. Lichéesh.
Lichéesh, Anna. Take care.
Lichéesh.
Lichéesh.
Okay.